Good morning, Blue Jays fans, and welcome to another edition of Jay's Latest. I'm your host, Craig Borden. Nice to meet you on Jay's Latest here. Hope you're joining us to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays baseball because that's what we do here. So it is football season today, though. So go Bills. On that note, though, the Blue Jays unfortunately lost a weird one yesterday with ups, downs, lefts, rights, rain delays, this thing, that thing, all kinds of crazy. So like I said, rain delays after pitchers' duels ensue. The beginning of this game was rather one-sided. The Blue Jays were down 2-0, and that was no craziness due to exactly what was going on the mound with Chris Bassitt, but it did lead to eventual errors, leading to 2 runs for the Yankees, and the Blue Jays took an early deficit in this one, 2-0 in the second inning on a Jason Dominguez single, which was, like I said, followed by originally preceded by some errors. And then Austin Wells hits a sacrifice fly to put the Yankees up 2-0. So let's talk Chris Bassitt, though, really quick before we talk the only other run that was scored by the Yankees and the only run that was scored by the Toronto Blue Jays. Chris Bassitt was doing really, really good. Everything went really well up to a 106-minute rain delay. The Blue Jays obviously couldn't come out of the box after that and come in with major offense, but they were able to get into this one. But Chris Bassitt had a good game. No earned runs, 2 technically scored while he was on the mound, as I mentioned. 5 innings of work, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. So Chris Bassitt doing a pretty good job. Did not lead up to what is the new mantra in trying to get the Blue Jays bullpen back in pace. And a lot of this was due to rain delays and craziness going on weather-wise. His Mother Nature felt like she had other plans for how the game was going to unfold today. The Blue Jays' new goal, the bar that they're trying to set for the starting pitching, is 100 pitches, 6 innings of work, and trying to get that. And that is a quality start. The Blue Jays need to start getting that if they want to keep this bullpen fresh for what is the playoff run here. Chris Bassitt got 80 pitches and 44 of those for strikes in his outing, and like I said, did pretty good in the outing. Lowered his ERA to below 4, the 3.97 ERA for the season, and things are good. But the problem was, like I said, just enough of a hole for the Blue Jays to have dug on the fielding error from Vladdy, actually, during the beginning of this game. So, as we move things along, Chris Bassitt, as I mentioned, had a great game, but there was a very, very, very scary moment in this one where the Blue Jays had a great thing going on, and Bo Bichette's trying around the bases and trying to get home, and Cody Bellinger guns out Bo Bichette on the play at the plate. The problem was there was a collision, and it must be more in the stinger ballpark because Bo Bichette was noticeably on the ground holding his shin. Many feared the worst. Maybe he rolled his ankle. Maybe he just took a really hard hit to the shin and was not going to be able to get back up really quickly, whatever it might be. But after the rain delay, Bo did come back out. So maybe it was one of those things that was just such a hard hit to his shin from Austin Wells in that collision at the plate that it just bad times. I know I've gotten those injuries before where it hurts a lot right when it happens. And then as you get further and further away from it, it's like, okay, this is okay. My pray is that he's feeling that more than anything. So Bo Bichette went 1 for 3 at the plate yesterday with another double, his league leading 44th double of the season. So then 311 because why not. He also added a walk and a strikeout to his line yesterday. Vlad Jr. went 2 for 4 on the offense, and that was pretty much it, everybody. IKF in his new role at third base, super utility guy, 1 for 4. Ethan Lucas also had a hit. So that was all 5 hits for the Toronto Blue Jays. The bigger problem that we had yesterday was we had an opportunity to score many a run because the Blue Jays also drew 5 walks and went 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. It's been a while since I've had to call that one out. So whoops. But to that point, the offense just could not get going against Luis Hill. he just looked good. The reigning defending American League Rookie of the Year, Luis Hill, picks up his third win of the season as the Blue Jays were not able to solve him, just like they weren't able to solve him much last year. He's not a hard thrower, but his pitches have plenty of movement on it. 6 innings of work, 3 hits for him, only the 1 earned run while walking 4 and only picking up 1 strikeout. He was inducing pop up, pop up, pop up the whole time he was on the mound. And then the Yankees bullpen held down the fort, even with allowing some walks and stuff too, to eventually lead to David Bednar picking up his 21st save of the year for the New York Yankees. Many of those obviously in Pittsburgh Pirates uniform. Yeah, it was just, after all the offense and everything we've seen over the last few days, it was just hard to see this one that we're getting stopped by Luis Hill, because it still baffles me that with his stuff that somebody doesn't tee him up all the time. He's a good pitcher. He locates, but he gets wild for streaks. It just surprises me he can hold an offense like the Blue Jays in check. And that's been his MO for a very long time, over the last year, basically. He does a good job of just missing the main part of the bat. Doesn't let people barrel him up, which leads to him looking like a pretty damn good pitcher at the end of the day. So, on that note, Louis Varland, Brandon Little, and Yariel Rodriguez would combine for the leftovers of the innings of this whole thing. Louis Varland, unfortunately, still giving up a few runs here and there. We need to get him right, because he's got some crazy stuff, and we've seen the glimpses of that so far since he was acquired from the Minnesota Twins. So, what's next, party people? We got to max it all up tonight. We got a double max show. As the Blue Jays will get rid of get out of New York here, hopefully with a series win. Currently the series is split 1-1, and we got Max Fried versus Max Scherzer on the mound, taking it to the max, turn it to 11. Blue Jays are going to hopefully come out big with this one, but Max Scherzer has been doing really, really well in his starts for the Toronto Blue Jays. His last outing was his only real rough one, because he didn't make it out of 4 innings, but allowed 9 hits and 4 earned runs. Even though he did that same thing against the Minnesota Twins, he was able to make it through 6 innings. So he'll be looking to bounce back and bring that ERA back to normal. Still looking very, very good for him, for somebody that missed the majority of the season. Meanwhile, Max Fried is having a near Cy Young Award looking like freaking contention season. And he has currently got almost 100. He's got 170 innings under his belt, a 2.98 ERA, and a WHIP just north of 1. 15-5 on the season. He has been on fire of late. In his last 2 outings, he's pitched 7 innings against the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals, in which he's only allowed 4 hits in each and 1 earned run. So Fried has been on fire, and clearly the ace of the staff for the New York Yankees. Max Scherzer will be looking to go toe-to-toe against the, I'll say, minor veteran. He gets seasoned, would be the word. He's not, I can't say he's a rookie. He's not the most experienced in the world, but Max Fried has had a hell of a career up to this point. World Series wins included. And he'll get to face the soon-to-be Hall of Famer, I would say, and Max Scherzer with a current 5-2 record, as we mentioned. So make sure you tune in this afternoon. That game will be at 1:35. And if you're like me here in the States, you don't get to watch any Yankees games. So it is what it is. So make sure you get to check that out. And we'll talk all things Toronto Blue Jays for you tomorrow morning. And we'll be right here on Jay's Latest. Please hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. We greatly appreciate it. Have a great day, and go Blue Jays.